Hey everyone, in just a few days, the first stimulus checks are going out, and I've been getting a lot of questions and comments about some of the different aspects of these payments. One thing that has caused some concern is among those who are on needs-based programs like SSI and Medicaid. Now, these programs have limits to the amount of income and assets you can have, and they aren't very high limits either. So the question that has come in several times is, will this payment count against you as income or as an asset for these programs? And could that potentially disqualify you and get you kicked out of the program? Well, that would end up meaning the stimulus could do more harm than good. Now, these questions are certainly outside of my expertise area, but since my audience has asked this question so many times, I asked a friend of mine to come in and give you the right answer. John Ross is an elder law attorney who works with these programs every day, and if anyone knows the answer, he does. So here's John.
So one thing a lot of people are concerned about when it comes to this stimulus check is what happens when a person who's on SSI, Medicaid, or some other need-based benefit gets this additional money. So for people who are on SSI, Medicaid, and things like that, many of those programs have very strict income and asset limits. And an extra $1,200 could certainly kick a person off of those benefits. So these folks should be concerned about it, or at least right up until they listen to this, because there is a federal law that protects people in this particular situation. This stimulus check that everybody's been talking about and that most people are going to be getting, this is not income. In fact, it is a refund of your prior year's taxes. And there's a federal law that says tax refunds are not considered income in the month of receipt. So for a benefit like SSI, where your income is very limited, this extra $1,200 is not treated as income. Additionally, this stimulus check is not going to be considered a resource for purposes of determining financial eligibility for a period of 12 months following the receipt of the check. So for, again, using something like SSI where you have a resource limit of only $2,000, if the receipt of this $1,200 put you over that $2,000 limit, that's fine for up to 12 months. However, during that 12 months, something's going to happen with that money, because after 12 months, if you're over those limits, then it will be considered a resource. So for those folks, if you are on one of these government benefits, you can receive the check. That's not going to affect your Medicaid. It's not going to affect your SSI or QMB or TANF or any of the other need-based programs that are out there. However, you are going to need to do something with it. For most people, that's going to be spending it on ordinary day-to-day expenses, food, housing, clothing, things like that. If you don't have stuff to spend it on, then you need to be very careful and maybe consider things like an ABLE account if you're a disabled person who was disabled prior to the age of 26. If you have an existing special needs trust, you might consider contributing it to that. The one thing you can't do, though, on many of these need-based programs is just give it away. So you do want to be very careful with that. It needs to be spent, but you got plenty of time to do it. You don't have to worry about your benefits being affected upon receipt.
So thankfully, for purposes of these needs-based programs, these stimulus checks are not going to count as income or as an asset for a 12-month period. I hope this information will help ease the mind of some of you who have been wondering if this is going to end up doing more harm than good. But content like this is why you need to subscribe if you haven't already. When questions come up, I work hard to get you the answers you need, and if you subscribe and hit that notifications bell, you'll find out as soon as my new content becomes live. And before you go, if you have follow-up questions, put them down in the comments below, or you can also check out my members-only Facebook group. John, the attorney that was in this video, has been known to hang out over in the Facebook group occasionally and answer questions. So I hope you all stay well. I look forward to seeing you on the Facebook group. Thanks for watching.